Hello, everyone. Welcome to my presentation for ETD 543. This is Sherry Stow. So today we're going to talk about my targeted audience and my statement of the problem. So my target audience are high school art students, mostly ninth graders, but high school art students. So the statement of the problem. So the problem was that all these students were coming to the art department from different areas and submitting assignments in different ways. And that created a lot of drag when it came to grading. I had to wait for items to load. I had to make multiple clicks to get into their Google Drive. Sometimes they didn't share that with me, so then I had to wait for them to share it and then go back and regrade, which took even more time. So I wanted to kind of streamline how all the assignments are turned in the art department. Once I made all these how-to videos and gathered all the how-to assignments, I'm going to put them in a resource folder for later use. So when the students have that type of assignment again, I can just link it back to the resource if they're having any trouble. This also reduces anxiety and increases learning. Students aren't spending time learning how to submit an assignment type, and they know right away that they already know because we practice it in the first 2 weeks, and then they have a resource. So the needs assessment and analysis. So students are coming from different grades and different schools to the art department because we are what in our school is called the global. Everybody can attend our classes. The ninth graders are coming from 2 different middle schools and different ways of doing things. And then the 10, 11, and 12th graders are all coming from different academies that have different styles of doing things in the LMS. Some of the So the different ways take up time, as I discussed before, opening and downloading and making sure that someone had shared that correctly. The resource folder will also help the paraprofessionals have a resource on how I want things submitted in my class because they may be doing it differently in their core classes. And then students will have less questions about like how to put together the assignment, and we can really get to questions about what the assignment is supposed to be about instead of how to make or submit the assignment. So my instructional strategies, first the students are going to watch a how-to video. They'll be able to watch that at home or we'll watch it in class. Then they'll also have access to the written instructions so they can kind of follow along while they're watching the video. And I find that like some people really like visual how-tos and other people like it written. And sometimes you're just looking for one step and you don't want to go back and watch the video. So you might just need the written instructions when you go back and review the material. As a class, we will complete a practice assignment going step by step over through the whole class. Students who already understand it can complete it on their own, but the students who need help will be able to do it on step by step with me. Then I find it beneficial when students then take that skill and apply it immediately and are in class where I can help them. So the students will create an assignment about themselves using the skills that we learned in class that day. So implementation and evaluation. So this unit is going to be taught in the first 2 weeks of the semester. So students students will have an idea of all the different assignment types, and everybody's new, so everybody it's a safe time to learn new things and not be expected to already know that. The students will be sitting in groups of 4 so that they can have a shoulder partner, and each desk will be numbered 1 through 4, so that way we can have discussions and I can pair them up differently. Um, so for my evaluations, I'll do a student conference with each student, just kind of supporting them as they're doing their after they did their practice while they're working on their final. That way, assessment. That way, I can see and help if there's any kind of questions. And then at the end of each section of the unit, we are going to do an end of a unit survey. So then that way I can see what worked, what didn't work, if maybe I need to reteach something on the next day. And then the final summative assessment is the assignment where the students created their own similar project, not the same, but similar. And it's going to be about them, so we can get to know who they are as we build relationships in the class. The evaluation, the final evaluation for the whole unit, I use the Kirkpatrick's levels to write up my evaluation to see what was successful, what could use a little bit of work, did they understand the objectives, did they feel like it was a good use of their time, and were they able to give me any suggestions for the next time I use this. So changes. Well, there was a lot of changes, especially in the wording. I thought I had it all figured out in my head, and then I would have to go back and make wording changes in each one of the sections, and then I would forget that I changed that wording, and when I reviewed it, I had more wording changes, so lots of wording changes. I combined and split up some of the skills. So things that I thought went together, when I finally wrote it out, I decided, oh, maybe that didn't go together, like that skill, and maybe this person needed another skill before that. So I combined and split things up and rearranged things because, yeah, that's how it worked out. Oh, there it is. I had to rearrange the order of the skills. So, like, I had this assignment, but I needed them to do a screenshot so I could grade it. So I needed to put the screenshot a little bit further ahead. So I had to rearrange, like, the way I thought the students needed to learn the sequence. And I had to I always, Schoology, I always have to redo the materials. So, you know, like I think this video is embedded, but it's not. And then I think that I embedded a video, or, you know, I have to redo the materials multiple times in Schoology. But once you get it right, like it's there permanently, and you might just have to update a couple things. But once it's there, you can reuse it. So it's worth investing the time. Lessons learned. Okay, so the ADDIE model. So I've been teaching for 8 years, and I know that I was using the ADDIE model. Once I started getting into it, I used each step, but I don't really think I realized like why I was using it and how I was using it. So I think that that's important, that, you know, the building blocks were set, and then this one just really, or the foundation was set, and this class really put it together for me. I really understand the why, the how, and the when I'm using the model. So what I learned here is what happens when I'm not the instructor. I always struggled with writing lesson plans because I'm not the instructor, so I have to tell them every little detail, like this is where you find this, and this is the person to help you, and things like that. So it's super important. That part was like the biggest aha moment for me in this class, was like how to write lessons for when I'm not the instructor. Seeing ways to apply these skills. Oh, so in my personal life, I see different ways on how to apply these skills. Like in the coffee shop, I saw someone doing a training, and I wanted to know more about their training materials. So I think that's really cool that I keep seeing like ways to implement the instructional designer skills that I'm learning into like other avenues other than my teaching. I also needed a sandbox course in Schoology in order to build this and really see how it works. I tried using past classes that are archived, but it didn't work out. So I had to reach out to the school, and I can really, my district, and see if I could get a sandbox course, which I did, and I can really see the benefits of those. So thank you. Here's some contact information if you have any questions. And I also use this template from SlidesGo. If anyone wants to use that in their presentations in the future, here's the information. All right, you guys have a nice day. Thank you for listening.